Hello, you're watching A New Way of Being, hosted by Avatar Galextra with Andraggon, YouTube Live.
Hmm.
Honey, take it away, buddy.
Good afternoon. Um,
There's a moment.
Welcome to A New Way of Being, hosted by Avatar Galextra and myself, Andrew. We're broadcasting this program to you from inside our new residence, a motel in Niagara Falls, Ontario, where we've been living for over 4 months now as a homeless family since we were wrongfully and unjustly evicted from our last place of residence, which was located in the city of St. Catharines on Scott Street, across the road from the Central Community Church.
Mhm.
So here we are, um, three members of one family, a God who lived as Lord Jesus, her husband who lived as one of your renowned scientists, Albert, and our daughter, Princess Mahogany. And we're here to continue to make the case to you about, actually, we're here to sound the alarm about what's being done to the human race by those who are using technology that was given to scientists to help Lady Gaia, Mother Earth, Mother Nature, to keep her body from dying about 80 years ago, towards the end of World War II, and which was stolen from them by a few American agents who then murdered these two scientists, took this technology to the American military inside their black ops programs, weaponized it, and have been using it to move through the fourth dimension in cloaks of invisibility created with this technology that is thousands of years ahead of what is available today on planet Earth, and committing all kinds of crimes against human beings, Avatar Galextra and the family, and other members of the human race, and more, for over about 80 years now. So we're here, excuse me, sounding the alarm about the international crisis that has been created by the same people who have been using this sacred stolen technology to attack, dismantle, destroy, and devastate the avatar's life, her body, mind, heart, and spirit, and members of her family, with the intention of destroying the sacred work that she came to this planet as Lord Jesus to do, to bring all beings together, all life forms, and show them, especially human beings, how to work together to build a world that works for everyone, that is unfair and unjust to no one, and which serves the greater good of all of life and all life forms in life.
That's right.
And in the process, serves one's own highest ideals and greatest good at the same time. For those reasons, especially, she has been targeted since birth by those who stole this technology and have taken her mortal life from her 16 different times, according to a number of her sister gods, and have also killed five members of her family, two maybe currently dead as well, seven members of her immediate family unit. Tried to kill her daughter at birth inside the maternity ward, which was born in the city of Toronto. Tried to kill me on three different occasions at Scott Street, where we lived. Tried to kill our son, 8-month-old unborn, when he was inside his mother's womb. And I've been using this technology, which is one of the most amazing healing invention ever created by God, as a weapon to attack human beings from inside the fourth dimension, unseen and creating what you currently see and have been told is a COVID-19 pandemic. The international crisis that you are going through today as members of the human race, it's real, it's terrifying, traumatizing, and engulfing. But the disease called the COVID-19 pandemic is actually unreal and something that has been manufactured by these criminals, especially led by the man child now serving as America's 45th president, Donald J. Trump. And they've created this international crisis to cover the crimes that they are committing against the human race from inside the fourth dimension, with the intention of destroying the lives, the mortal lives of billions of members of the human race and enslaving the survivors of this crisis in a world where they establish what they call a new world order in the form of a one world government to treat and to treat the survivors of this crisis as living pawns, useless eaters, slaves, and puppets for the rest of their mortal lives, living on the surface of Lady Gaia,
Mm.
the ancient living and planet-sized being known to you as Mother Earth and Mother Nature. So we are in the process of sounding the alarm. And the avatar, whose memory has been blocked by decades of continuous vicious attacks on the cavities of the brain by Donald J. Trump, especially, and others working with him, she is here to sound the alarm with the help of her husband and um, senior disciple who lived amongst you as Albert Einstein. So here we are, sounding the alarm from inside this motel where we currently live, and we'll stay here until we have the means, the money that is owed to this family by these two nations, according to the decision made by the Committee of Gods, whose members number billions of male gods and trillions of female gods who have been serving as the highest authority in existence for thousands of trillions of years now. They issued a proclamation against the nation of Canada and America, stating that they have to compensate Avatar Galextra and the family in the amount of billions of dollars for the crimes that they have been committing against the Avatar and their
And
family,
still up.
and still doing so, and that they have to also discontinue the use of this sacred futuristic technology that they have weaponized. And if these two terms are not met by these two nations, headed by Prime Minister Trudeau of Canada and Donald J. Trump of
Of
the United
prejudice.
States, if these two conditions are not met by these two nations, the Committee of Gods will, in fact, they authorized Lady Gaia, who is also a senior member of the Committee of Gods, to use her incomparable natural powers to remove these two nations completely off the surface of her planet sized body and pull them deep inside the ocean surrounding these two nations. As a 5-year-old avatar child growing up on the beautiful, seeing this gigantic statue holding up a lit lighted torch in her right hand, being covered in stages throughout her dreams by water that currently she's standing next to near the near on Long Island, um, holding up the torch of freedom for the world to see. America as the nation that has been representing democracy and opening its shores to welcome all human beings who are in need of a place to call home. So, this alarm that we're sounding now will be sounded loud, long, and clear by the avatar and myself until those of you who have the vision, the integrity, the courage, and the will to call upon those who are governing your lives and your fellow human beings, or rather the other members of the human race living with you, for them to ask the questions that they need to ask and to demand that this international health crisis be investigated, and for the ones who have created, manufactured this COVID 19 pandemic, which is not true, which is not actually a crisis, a virus, but a method being used by those who've created this crisis from inside the fourth dimension to infect the bodies of millions of human beings with mucus, and using this technology to create all kinds of health issues inside the bodies of those infected, especially those with weakened immune systems and those with previous medical conditions, and especially those who are the eldest among us, and so far have taken the mortal lives of 200,000 and more members of the human race, and have infected millions of human beings with this mucus that is being proclaimed as a respiratory virus. So we are sounding the alarm, and we want you, each of you, to become informed, educated, armed, enlightened, inspired, and motivated to use the keys that you carry inside yourselves, that the avatar has told you and shown you that you have wealth of spiritual knowledge and ancient truths, to unlock these keys and work with your greater selves as she's taught you, and start to take control of your lives and work together to turn back the tide of this massive and engulfing deception that has caused your entire planet to be put into a state of um, shutdown and
Shock.
into a state of shock, trauma until further notice. So, this crisis is real. People are scared, terrified, traumatized about this menacing, contagious, deadly, and unseen enemy that is supposed to be infecting the bodies of their loved ones and taking the lives of hundreds of thousands of you so far.
But loved ones taken while they're asleep,
Yes,
sometimes awake.
yes. So we're going to bring you the details. In fact, we're putting together a document to inform you about how this is being done, who is doing it to you, why they're doing this to you, and the steps that you can take, and the means that you have that you can start to use as immortals, living as members of the human race in this current lifetime to show the
Protect yourself.
resilience that you're now showing,
Mm-hmm.
to show the courage, and to show the kind of attitude and mentality that the avatar has taught you about the value and need for you to start becoming each other's keepers.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing that in every place we look, in commercials, in the governments, in the society, throughout the planet. You are showing yourselves to be the kind, resilient, resourceful, exemplary beings that can go through the most historic and parallel crisis that you have faced as a species since the 1918 Spanish influenza that took the
Oh, yeah.
lives of um, about 100 million human beings at the time. So here we are, a crisis that is real, COVID 19 pandemic that has been manufactured by those who have been attacking the avatar from the fourth dimension and is now using the same technology to attack and infect the bodies of millions of our human brothers and sisters living on the surface of Lady Gaia today and taking the lives of hundreds of thousands of you so far.
Mm.
So, Avatar, that's my introduction. And how are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
She looks amazing. She's a radiant, magnetic, magical, mystical being because she is a god. In fact, she is the god of all gods, as we have told you, who came here to live as a member of the human race, a female member of the human race of mostly African heritage, to show you how to access treasures you carry and also recognize the treasures that you are so that you can then start to transform your lives into the kind of world that she calls a heavenly paradise that you will work together to establish across the surface of Lady Gaia in the near future. After this pandemic that has been manufactured has come to an end. Blessings to each of you, and I will step back and allow the avatar, my teacher, to speak to you.
Hey, I said what I had.
So here we are. Um,
Well, we are asking very strongly Mr. Trudeau and Mr. Trump
hmm,
and those who are running the United States government to pay the money that they owe
hmm,
because we cannot wait anymore. We've given you decades of our lives to give the money to us, and we have gone through all kinds of hell
living
trying to get our
down.
money, and we're stuck here.
Mhm,
We want our money. We do not want to be looked after by Mr. Trudeau or Mr. Trump. We want to be given our money that we have a right to because we've been violated, terrorized, persecuted, and so on.
mhm,
We want you, the government of the United States, and you, the government of Canada, to do the right thing and pay what you said you will. We have not done anything to you. You have been doing all the criminal acts towards us, you and Mr. Trump. And Mr. Trump has been here night and day, terrorizing, stealing,
mhm.
like he has been stealing all our lives.
Flashing in and out,
Yes.
unseen.
And yet he's made to be president. He's also a rapist, and
Mhm,
yet he's made to be president. He has no right interfering in the lives of people, and he does not have the development to be able to tell people how to do things right.
mhm. Yes.
He has problems. He's a rapist.
Mhm,
He's someone who lies like nobody's business. He's someone who the United States of Canada and Canada,
mhm,
I say of Canada because they're both in cahoots with each other.
mhm,
The United States told Canada when I left there to come to Canada that they should treat me like a terrorist.
mhm,
And that's exactly what they did. Every place I went, I was terrorized.
mhm.
They call it the silent Holocaust,
Gang stalking.
gang stalking. And this is what your governments in the United States and in Canada, if any place else, I really am not aware because I haven't gone to those places. My intention was to go and see the world of beings. They're my family. And they blocked me from being able to do anything. They killed out my 5 members of my family,
Mhm,
possibly seven. And they seem to be getting away with whatever they say. And these people are believing them with the corona situation.
mhm,
If you ask me, I'll tell you that they are using Mr. Trump with that technology. They put whatever they want into it, and they could use it to do whatever they want with you.
mhm,
And they've been doing a lot of things against myself, my family, and we've been going through it for decades, as I said. Mr. Trudeau, we would advise that you pay us our money and stop playing games. You don't look too right singing the same song all the time. You
mhm,
have other people, people of our nationality and other nationalities that are suffering. and they have been put through hell not only by their own behavior, but merely by them being terrorized, pushed around, branded all kinds of things, using the people's children and doing damage to these children by giving them to people of Caucasian and European race that did not know how to treat human
Mm.
beings, especially people of this nationality and others.
Mhm.
This is not something that should have been going on, and it's still going on.
Mm.
And Mr. Trump, you should be the last to talk about anybody. You've been raping human beings.
Mhm.
You have been doing all kinds of evils. You have stolen practically everything I owned and left me with nothing. My family too.
Mhm.
So you owe these billions of dollars, even though you owed trillions in the past. But I could not continue because even though you were the reason that your government did this to us is because they knew very well that they were the ones attacking us and saying things like I raped my little sister. My little sister was a baby when I left my stepmother's home. I couldn't rape a little baby like that, and even if I were the child was an adult, I still would not do things like that.
Throwing
People
dirt.
people mean a great deal to me. They're my family. I cherish them.
Mm.
When they get me angry and they pushed me around and I've reached a point where I could take no more, you will see that and stop trying to put all kinds of negative words with it to say this is what I am. I am who I am. I'm a God. And I am not here to be intimidated and called names and say things about that you know nothing of, or you wouldn't be calling those names in the first place.
Mm.
I am the person that has been there watching over you. I've been the person who was there when you were prejudiced and behaving irresponsible, and the government set you up to do it. You didn't mind. You did it.
Donald Trump.
We were the no, the
Oh.
beautiful human beings. So I'm not here to stain them and say that they were part of it, and all beings, all people like you were part of it. Not true. We met some really
Mm.
good beings of the Caucasian and human race also. The Caucasian and
European.
European race
Yeah.
also. But what I learned also, there's some really deep demonic behavior coming from others.
Mm.
We have been terrorized, and my children were terrorized. My daughter was terrorized in the streets just by going to trying to catch a bus
Throughout her entire
throughout her
life.
entire life. Mr. Trump has been set up to literally gain her weight even when she was much smaller. And you know something, we did not even know about it then.
Mm.
We just was wondering why she was doing what she was doing, which she did not do in the past. Mahogany's been a child master, not a fool, a
Mm.
very intelligent young lady who not only gave information to children in the public, but also to adults.
Mm.
These were, between her and her brother, they were remarkable kids because
Yes.
they cared about people. They knew that all beings were their family. I showed them that that's the case, and it's true. Whether others believe it or not, it doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that human beings start behaving like the kind of beings they were born to be, rather than what they're allowing others to force them to become through life. And that's why children needs to be trained by their own parents. And parents, when you train your children, you have to recognize the children must be trained in a way in which no one is harmed by your children, and your children harms no one.
Mm.
So this is something that we all have to do and recognize that instead of setting people up to become violent and ignorant, and then finding names to call them so you can insult them, or if they drink something to try to calm themselves down, you try to insult them and say that they're drunks or they drink all the time. You know nothing about many people, but the kind of things that you've been saying to people tells me that you care nothing about human beings. If you did, the human race would not be going put carted off to go and kill other nationalities. The human race would not be given the right to go and kill people and get away with it while you blame it on another nationality.
Mm.
You would not be saying that you know someone killed or did something wrong, and you take the information and plant it under people's home so that they could be looked at as the guilty ones. These are some of the things that have been going on in the of human beings for decades now, lifetimes. And these are the things that must be stopped. Governments cannot run the life of my family anymore. My family are not open for your running their lives because you're taking advantage of them. You need to pay the money that you owe us so that we can look after our family and look after those that need us most because they're the ones that have been suffering a great deal
Mm.
while you throw bad words on them, set up people to go and kill them out. You
People
didn't
of
care.
color,
People of color,
especially, particularly African people
members, yes.
on this planet.
These things are wrong. And though I recognize that all nationalities are beautiful beings, when you conspire to do this damage to human beings, you're not a beautiful person anymore when because you're doing things that are damaging the rights and the
Mm.
lives of others. I love them dearly. And you hurt me when you do that. Please excuse me. I would like for you as a government to show me your best self. Stop lying on the avatar and saying that she slept with her, raped her little sister. When
Ludicrous.
she left her father's home, her little sister, she was the godmother of her little sister because the mother knew that she was so caring and kind to her children, which are the avatar's family, brothers and sisters, sister too. But you didn't care. You used that technology to destroy the avatar's family and set up her husband, her father, sorry,
Mm.
with that lady. And the lady is a very nice human being. She's Spanish, but she too was taken advantage of.
Mm.
And you all use that technology on the father, on the avatar's father,
Mm.
and you created that problem, and then turn around and lied to the public and told them that the avatar raped her little sister. How could you rape a baby? And the avatar doesn't is not interested in sleeping with children, let alone girls. She's interested in sleeping with her husband.
Mm.
She's not a lesbian.
Yes.
She's someone who loves all of life and all her children and shows the love to them, not with lesbianism activities. Too developed for that. I'm not into that. Why? Because it does not work for any society. Anything that you give to a society that undermines the rest of people in the society is something that is not needed in a society. It creates all kinds of problems for a lot of people, causes people to kill, and then you take them and put them in jail. You are the one set up the whole scenario to create these problems for these people by blocking them from being able to look after their children, by setting them up to work in your systems to help you, and then you undermine the people by taking their children, treating them like they're bad people, and putting them in Caucasian European families' homes, and many of them are being raped, many of them are being mistreated,
Mm.
many of them are being treated like garbage. But you wanted to make sure that you forced the avatar to put her, give her child to you, so you can do this to them. For a government, you're a disrespect to all of life.
Mm.
I'm disappointed that you can do something like this. You were the servants of the people,
Public
and then
servants.
decades later, suddenly you made yourself the
Lords.
lords and masters and owners of the people's lives and running them like they're your slaves,
Mhm.
trying to set up people of color to become your slaves, and then setting up people wherever the avatar goes to see to it that she's mistreated wherever she goes.
Mhm.
But let me tell you something, that kind of treatment can drive another person crazy.
Mhm.
You are lucky that she has not gone crazy. She's reached the threshold of insanity
Mhm.
because that's where you forced her, and then came back with knowledge greater than any of you ever had
Mhm.
to understand the rights of human beings and why they shouldn't be treated in such a manner. And when you turn the whole society this way, the people should be smart enough to realize that it's not the people themselves, it's those who are running these people's lives, simply by listening to the things that they're saying, the wrongs that they're doing,
Mhm.
the ignorance that is forced upon by others who don't want to participate in some of the things they're being told to do. And then to shut them up, you make sure that you have them killed. At least some of them, the ones that you figure will be loyal to what you want them to do.
Yes. lose their jobs or uh, put into prisons or just simply taken out of life.
People are too special for you to be using that kind of technique, any kind of evil to control and torment people's lives. And calling them a nationality that you don't like because they're the wrong color and they gave you your life.
Hmm.
All of you, your lives. They loved you. They cared about you. You turned around and became pompous, arrogant, and behaved as if you were superior and you're now going to run their lives and show them who is who.
Hmm.
Well, what you showed them is that you behaved like the devil that you were setting them up as in movies.
Mhm.
You were behaving like the devil that you were setting up people to be mistreated in when you opened those places for children to go and had those poor children treated in the worst way.
Hmm.
You've threatened the avatar most of her life without her doing anything wrong, just for being a color and looking good and having long hair
Since birth.
since birth.
Hmm.
Putting marks all over her face. Look, there's one here. See that? And over here a little bit.
Hmm.
This is what they're doing. Putting marks all. They had all hair covered with black, all hair, and down here black too. She still can't get rid of the black that they have here. This
Hmm.
is not right. These people weren't born that way. Why are you tormenting and terrorizing people for being African, like you did to other nationalities, including the Orientals, the Indian people, and
Hmm.
they all close do whatever you want.
Hmm.
Well, I shouldn't say all because that's not fair. But there are some people that when you ask them to do something, then they know the kind of things that have been done to other people, other nationalities. They take it hard and they do not like what has been done. So what they do is they say, "Look, I am sorry, I'm not well," or maybe some give some um, information to let you believe something so that they can move on with their lives and not have to deal with you and your corruption that you want to force on everyone, so you can get away with this kind of insanity.
Hmm.
Start treating people with dignity and get rid of the government because it's not conducive to the rights of anybody.
Hmm.
If you do that to ever again to my family, the rest of my family, my sister and brother gods will remove you permanently.
Hmm.
You're not needed in any country if you continue treating this human beings in this manner. Pay money to the avatar, her husband, their daughter, their
Hmm.
son, and make sure you pay the avatar all of it so she can pass it on
Yeah, she decides.
where it goes to
Hmm.
and who gets what gets they have to get because she loves her family. She's going to see to it that family is looked after
And
by
the human
making
family too,
sure
not
the
just
human
the immediate
family
family.
also
So yeah.
is okay. He's right too.
Yes.
Making sure that all of the human family that need that kind of help is given that kind of help. But he should start with those of her nationality
Hmm.
because people of the African race have been terrorized and brutalized for things that they did not do. They've been put in jail. Some of them were killed. Even little boys were killed for just talking to a Caucasian or European young lady.
Hmm.
That's evil. If it's any evil in the world, you shouldn't put African people there. They don't belong there. They have been forced upon by your evil.
Hmm.
And many of your own nationalities is aware of it. So they're honest and they're truthful. They speak out when they feel that they can. But you are now blocking their rights to be able to speak out about the truth so that you can protect your little self.
Hmm.
Do me a favor. No, better yet, do yourself a favor. Start straightening up your behavior, your thinking. Stop doing damage to people's mouths so you can make them look as ugly as you think you could possibly can. But the avatar doesn't know that she's beautiful whether you try to make her look ugly or
Hmm.
not. And many of you that are set up to come and terrorize and persecute her, she would never, even after you have done all of the things that you did to her, she would never come and play with your husband or your boyfriend or your wife or anyone. That
Hmm.
is not her style. And it's not her thing because she knows very well that that's evil. You don't terrorize people. Tyranny is evil. And you have been giving them gang stalking all their lives and many others that you've terrorized and killed that way. Now you created a new one, coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
You're a
Mm-hmm.
liar as a government, and you're twisted to do the damage that you're doing to these people and having them speak about things that they know is not true. Many of them, not
Using their
all.
experts and their science and data.
You need to leave my kids alone, old or young. I love them. I don't want them persecuted. I want them to be given the right to be able to think for themselves, learn what true is and what it isn't. I want them to do their own thinking. Don't interfere with their thinking, their minds, their lives, or you're interfering with mine
Mm.
because you've already done that to me. If you touch them, you're going to raise the whole God race on you.
Mm.
I would
Billions of male
admire,
gods.
I would
Mm-hmm.
advise, sorry,
And trillions of sister gods.
sure.
Sorry, go ahead.
And for the person who said, so where's your power now? Let me tell you something. I am not looking into y'all and digging for power. I have enough that I could use when I want to.
Mm.
It's because of who I am that I haven't used any.
Mm-hmm.
And also, too, the fact is that Mr. Trump, Mr. Trudeau, and the United States and Canadian government has been using all kinds of stuff and abusing this and terrorizing this God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
24/7,
Yes.
unseen.
So before you sit back and try to treat this God and her family like they're criminals, you need to think twice and stop setting up your grocery stores to treat the Avatar and her family like they are thieves that is coming to the store and steal things. We don't do this.
Mm.
Your family. We do it straight with you. We do what is necessary to be done. If we have none, we'll ask.
Mm.
If we don't get, we will go ahead and wait until we can get.
Mm.
But we are not here to be accused of things that we don't do. If we do something, we will admit it if we did.
Mm.
That's our right. And it's our right to be able to get things that we have a right to if we're not being given.
Mm.
But yet we are not doing those things to get. Hmm? So before you look to point fingers and try to run and play with my husband
Mm-hmm.
or try to deform me
Desecrate.
and desecrate me, you need to start making sure that your so-called government take these criminals and put them in jail for what they have done to this body, my husband's body,
Mm-hmm.
my daughter's body, and our son.
Mm.
We need closure. We need our money. That's one part of the closure.
Mm-hmm.
The second part, we would like to have human beings of all nationalities be trained responsibly, publicly, by the women in society that are developed enough
Mm.
to show them the way.
Mm.
We don't want junk on our family, no matter what the nationality.
Mm-hmm.
We treasure them. They are our family, and they will always be our family
Mm.
because we gave birth to them all. Blessings to you. I wish you all the best because I love you all very much. You don't understand. You always think because someone loves you and you're a man, it's because they're in love with you. Please
Ego in play.
get out of that kind of thinking. People could love you without having to do bad things with you,
Spiritually.
without having to break up your marriage,
Mm-hmm.
without having to turn people into lesbians and gays and then try to tell the avatar that she is one by because she raped her little baby sister. How could you? How low can you stoop?
Mm-hmm. Mm.
And by the way, Michael Jackson was terrorized, tormented, and tortured like I and my husband, my
Yeah.
family were, and many people like us.
Mm-hmm.
I do not want to see another African treated in such a manner or any other nationalities. I would not like to see it happen to them.
Mm.
You've done enough. Stop persecuting my family of all nationalities.
Mm.
or you're going to be beared down on and taken out. It's not something we want to do, but it's something that we will have to do because you are destroying my family.
Mm.
Okay? We haven't done anything so far, have you noticed? And the reason that we haven't is because we want to give you the chance to get the truth. Rather, sorry, you know the truth, to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do the right thing because all these people are your brothers and sisters. You need to stop clunging around and doing damage to each other. Wake up and recognize that you're not better than anybody. If the person who will be better is the one who was here giving all of you your lives, all nationalities.
Mm.
Okay? So wake up to the reality that you're not better than anybody. If you're doing evil, you're the lowest form. If you're doing good, you're the highest form.
Mm.
That's how it works.
Yes.
I love you all with all my heart and soul, and I wish you the best. I want to see you do the things that you know that are right. You have it in you. You're not less than anybody. You're supreme beings who were brought here to develop further
Mm.
in areas where we all could work, come together and create all kinds of beautiful things that develop in your world. You can shape your world in a way in which you can live forever without dying. But evil is what is killing you.
Mm.
Get rid of the evil completely by treating your brothers and sisters respectfully, by understanding what it is to care for everybody, no matter what the nationality. That's a highly developed being. And I said highly, but it is highly developed being.
Mm.
Not do damage to people's mouth because of jealousy. There
Mm.
will be no jealousy when all of that is gone. It came about because your systems created the evils. Blessings to you
Mm.
and good luck on your journey.
You've been listening to one of Avatar Galextra's sister gods, because there are trillions of female gods who make up the membership of the community of gods, and billions of male gods who are part of this um,
Excuse me.
group that has been serving, as we pointed out, as the highest authority in existence for thousands of trillions of years now. I don't know the name of the Empress who just spoke to you, but she's a family member.
Excuse me. Sorry.
And she's here to let you know, as she has done, about what these two governments need to do for this family and for the human family, and about who you are as immortals living mortal lifetimes, one life at a time. We
Okay.
Go ahead.
As you keep living and doing the right things,
Mhm.
you will see everything around you beautiful. Everyone treating you properly. No one being killed, no one dying.
Mhm.
Animal treated properly by humans and humans treated properly by the animals.
Mhm.
Please do the right thing. Become the kind of beings that you really were born to be, rather than an atrocity that is destroying everybody. As I
Mhm.
said, blessings to you and good luck on your journey. Take care of
Mhm.
yourself. Goodbye.
I don't know if we want to share more information with you. We can. We ask you, though, to click the button down below where you can subscribe to Avatar Galextra's YouTube channel as we bring you more of these life changing and paradigm shifting broadcasts so that you can become informed, educated, illuminated.
But there's a lot of time for that in the future.
Yes.
So
So,
they're not really losing anything. The
mm,
time will come when all of that will come in parts and they will be able to feel safe and happy, and they'll find that they're in company wherever they go, they're safe.
yes.
This is what you have a right to feel, not terrorized.
Mm,
You're supposed to be feeling comfortable in your life when meeting people. You won't be jealous and prejudiced. You'll find instead there's a harmony going on in the whole society. And because of it, you'll be able to manifest all kinds of beautiful things,
Mm,
all kinds of beautiful feelings.
mm,
Entering into a world, a different kind of world within the world you're living in.
mm,
I won't take it any further. There's more to learn, and you're going to learn a great deal because you have all of these abilities within you that you need to get in connection with. But you have to first become the kind of beings that you were born to be, exemplary beings, beings that would not harm anyone,
mm,
beings that is giving the kind of information to everyone that makes them feel good about themselves. And because of it, they go on and so on and so on. It's passed on to everyone. This is how we connect. This is how we become comfortable. This is how we know we are safe. This is how we know we are in a world that is not going to be killing anyone because the world is living on the qualities, the energy that brings everyone together.
mm.
Blessings to all of you and good luck on your journey. Take care.
We're done.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Another one.
Mm, mm.
That was good.
Well,
Bye bye.
goodbye.
We love you all.
Yes. Family
Yeah.
forever.
Quite true. We should have had a new way of being on.